Hey everyone, this is Day Trader Rockstar for Day Trading Radio and doing an S&P Market update for Wednesday, June 27th. Also, give you a good couple good setups for tomorrow that will be traded live at Day Trading Radio. Again, this is the chart we sent out Saturday going into this week, and we actually started showing that this scenario playing out was this recognizable channel developed by multiple pivot areas. Drawing those parallel trend lines in and seeing that recognizable pattern. The overbought stochastics here added another key component to the indicators, pushing in and crossing over and confirming a pullback. So you have a couple different things that we're looking at. We have a 1, 2, 3 pattern, really number 4. We talk about the 1, 2, 3 pivot areas and trading number 4, especially if the stochastics confirm and get into an overbought level before the stock market or the stock here index or whatever trading vehicle you're using makes a new high. So you're actually seeing that lower high being put in here, and so the trend is really intact here. So that's what we started off the week with, and you can actually go take a look at the 60-minute chart of what we called a bear flag that was playing out. A nice bear flag. Now, well, this is really interesting because now we're going to see how this thing played out. So let's just go to that right now. All right, here's a daily. You see the follow through and the crossover and the momentum here. We started off with that with that little pullback, and then this was the follow through. And again, when we talk about a trending stock and how many people are in the market here to trade, you have to remember the trend is down, but even a large bar like this can get retraced back into before we follow through. A little retracement, possible follow through, or at least a consolidation, and then a follow through. And that's on the daily, but it really comes together when you look at the 60-minute chart, and we talked about that 60-minute setup. Right here, this was that bear flag, and again, you could see Monday was that drop off. Perfect bear flag, really recognized channel on the 60-minute chart, and this is how we started developing it into today. And end of yesterday, the beginning of today, and going into the end of the today, we started seeing that grind back up, that retracement back into that large candlestick, but also really defining what we call another bearish flag, and the trend here continuing. So this is actually setting up to be a nice, a nice short setup. We have to see how this plays out. Again, we look at the daily. You see that everything, the momentum is pointing down. The one thing you have to remember, the market has its own time frame. Besides the tremendous amount of news potential that comes out of the market, out of Europe or anywhere, you do have that, it doesn't have to work, down day consolidation, down day consolidation, down day. You could have a couple days of consolidation. You could have an inside day and then a breakdown. You could actually have a little further push back up into the candlestick before a breakdown. But, understanding typical trends, we want to pay, really focus on a lot of individual stocks, and they've been playing out great today. Today we had a couple of good, good short setup. Harley Davidson, which goes out on the HPS setup, and the HPS cited the high probability setup part of the Day Trading Radio site. Really defines really great setups in the market. Here was a classic head and shoulders formation, and again, the basics between the head and shoulders formation is really, your uptrending channel. You can really define that. Stochastics getting overbought and oversold. Just nice little rotation here. A higher low, and then we have a breakdown, a breakout of the channel, and a push back up. And this really defines the head and shoulder. This push back up on the stochastics, getting overbought, but the price level not breaking back above recent highs, and that puts in that right shoulder, and that's really the key area to short into, is a combination of this. And then you could also see the recognizable pattern, which would be a head and shoulders formation, and then the breakdown. So we're really able to capture this short, and I took profits on it today. But doesn't mean that there's a lot of other good setups in the market that are setting up. Coca-Cola, potential short setting up. That's a tougher one, but it is there. We could get those market, any type of positive, or we talk about the market climbing a wall of worry. Coca-Cola is one of those stocks that actually can lead to the upside. Now looking at the futures right now, we're bouncing off the pivot area, pushing back up 13, 14. We'll see how this plays out tomorrow. But there is a couple great setups that I'm going to be posting on the HPS site tonight. And before I go into that, let me finish up my review of the S&P cash. We know that the potential, everything pointing down on the daily, the 60-minute chart, bearish flag, 5-minute chart, actually it's the 4-minute chart, that's the 5-minute chart here, starting to roll over. So it looks like there's a little potential further push back down here. Again, when you talk about what kind of news is out there and where the consensus of the market is, and the sentiment is very bearish, and that you have to take that in consideration, because a very bearish market, a very dull market, sometimes could easily move up. But right now we're going to stick to individual stocks, and when we trade the futures, it's on a much tighter time frame, so we don't really have to worry about the overall direction. We just have to worry about getting the individual intraday signals, and that's what we love to get, the intraday signals, the intraday channels, the intraday support resistance levels, really the HPS setups, which is the fundamental backbone of everything, but we just push that down to a faster time frame. Instead of looking for an HPS setup on the daily, you're looking for it on the 5-minute or even possibly the 1-minute chart. So let's take a look at the HPS site, and I haven't put up the new stocks on it yet, but we're going to go over some, just to give you an update on it. Alright, you can see the HPS high probability setups, and these are the stocks that are in play this week. Different signals automatically signal. The green means that the triggers have signaled. So when you click on this is actually Westport Innovations, and this was a trade. This was actually a scalp we took from yesterday. Well, not officially a scalp. It was a scalp I was going to take Monday, but what I ended up doing is buying at the end of the day on Monday, and taking it into Tuesday and taking profits in it. And this is what we're looking at, right? This is how it played out. So again, this is what you would see on the HPS site, the buy zone, the 60 to 32 area, underlying trend line. The reason we're looking at the oversold stochastics grinding up on the 60-minute chart. The profit zone will be defined for you. The color coded, the stop color coded, and then again you could go back and you could see that we pushed up, right up, hit our target. We took profits into that, and we just moved on. And again, there's a couple good setups setting up going into the HPS setup today. And let's go back out. You just click on that. So basically the green represents a trigger being hit. Email gets sent out to you at that point. Yellow means, or the gold means the target being hit. And in the case that something kind of breaks down, we'll take a look at Steve Madden. Where did the chart come? The chart is gone on that. I'm going to have to go back to that. Go back to CRR. Here's one. Sorry. And you can see that the profit zone, where we're looking for a pullback into that zone, and you could see, well, actually, it did break higher and then kind of came back down. We have to adjust that. It did actually hit the profit zone on this. And then pulled back down, but again, the profit zone should be taking profits into it, not waiting for it to come back down into the stop. And let's just take a look at the setup. I'm actually give you that setup for tomorrow that we're going to be focused on during the show. And it's Script Networks SNI. Now, what's nice about the Scripps Network SNI, it's a very strong stock. First of all, it's a strong stock, and that's sometimes there's a battle going on of trying to capture capture a short in a strong stock. It's actually holding the 20-period moving average. Everything actually still looking pretty good on this. It's almost it could easily pop and move and break out to move highs here, but we're close enough to the highs here that it's a pretty tight stop. The 60-minute chart really is defining that bearish flag as the stochastics are moving up, and we're going to look for that rollover and the breakdown. So again, that's the short setup for tomorrow. If we actually start to break down on here, even though I have a little short on it now, I would add to that short. 200-period moving average underneath us, down around that 55 level. Yeah, that's about 65 cents underneath us. I do think you're going to get a little bit more out of that, but definitely a possible short setup. and some other ones. So I'm going to do that update now. Just want to update you guys on the overall markets and get this video out. I'm Day Trader Rockstar, and I broadcast each and every day at Day Trading Radio. Come on by and watch the setup. We'll also be following the ARNA, the pharmaceutical, expecting the FDA approval tomorrow. I know a lot of people are going to be watching that one. Be careful, people. You know, been trading a long time, seen these stocks run up in before the FDA approval, and then you know, get chopped up. You know, both sides can win or both sides can lose on the stock. Just be very careful on stocks like this. But we'll be following the developments live. See you guys in the market.